Happy Sunday, CrossFit Park Hill. Gonna go over the workouts for the week of January 20th through the 26th. However, wanted to discuss our Back to the Basics beginners classes that we started this past Saturday for our beginners class at 10 a.m. And so for future Saturdays, that 10 a.m. beginners class is going to be a very in-depth 30-minute session working on the foundational moves of CrossFit. So what I mean by that are the moves that are kind of like the groundwork for all the other complicated moves that can kind of stem off of that. For instance, we had air squats on Saturday. So we went over air squat, back squat, front squat. So with the air squat, that is the root. That is the root of all squats. So whether you're doing wall ball, whether you're doing a back squat, front squat, squat clean, squat snatch, overhead squat, anything that involves a squat, it's rooted in that air squat. So really taking the time and focusing on correcting and improving your air squat technique goes a long way with lots of different movements. So with that in mind, that beginner's class, while it is named and tailored towards beginners, veterans alike can definitely benefit from that. So this coming week, we're going over the presses. So strict press, shoulder press, push press, and then push jerk. So those are the three ones we're going to focus on this coming week. So I really encourage you, even if you don't consider yourself a beginner, you can definitely benefit from kind of going back to the basics and focusing on the fundamentals of the movements. So Saturdays, 10 a.m., that's going to be a class, and then the workout after that will involve the movements that you learned in that skill session. This week it happens to kind of closely mimic what we see in the 8 and 9 a.m. class, but realize that you're going to have 30 minutes of getting better at presses this week. So hope to see you guys there. Another thing I want you to know, we're 3 weeks into the year, and New Year's changes, New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions. It's all about creating meaningful change, and the only way we get that meaningful change is through consistency. So that magic bullet, that magic pill, that's not going to produce meaningful change, right? Eating well one day isn't going to give you the body composition and make you lose all that weight, all right? It's consistently eating well. If you don't get enough sleep every night of the week except for one, you sleep in on Saturday morning, that's not enough to make up for the sleep that you've lost through the week. Consistently sleeping well will also create that meaningful change. And then, of course, exercising consistently hitting classes is going to make that meaningful change in what you want out of your health and fitness goals. So just something to think about there, and hopefully kind of re-encourage you 3-4 weeks in the year, wherever the heck we are so far. So Monday we're squatting, but add tempo. So not a ton of volume here. It is 5x5, but with a 4-second descent, 1 second pause at the bottom, 1 second up, and 1 second pause at the top, followed by a 12-minute AMRAP, some single arm kettlebell work, should be some fun, and then 10 toes to bar. We worked on toes to bar quite a bit. Tomorrow's the day to kind of hone those skills and see what you got. Give me some toes to bar if you have them. Tuesday, clean pulls plus power cleans. Clean pull is what I want you to focus on, being aggressive and explosive through your lower body and through your hips. So those clean pulls really help you kind of focus on just that, not worrying about getting under the bar or anything like that. So 2 clean pulls followed by 1 power clean. Hopefully that drive off the ground feels nice and powerful and you get a pretty solid power clean in there. Some interval-ish work for part C on Tuesday. Every 3 minutes for 12 minutes you're going to do some hang power cleans and some burpees over the bar, just a few. Should be lots of fun then. Wednesday we have pen lay rows and weighted plank hold. So not incredibly direct applications to the pull-ups, but it will make your pull-ups stronger. So definitely come on Wednesday. And then part B on Wednesday we have some intervals that include muscle-ups for those of you that can and want to do muscle-ups, pull-ups for the rest of you. And then push press box jumps and rowing with some rest built in there. Thursday we've got bench press, so we're actually seeing bench press during a weekday, which should be a lot of fun. And we're pretty much building to a 5 rep max bench press. That is definitely a figure, a number that you want to jot down and have accessible in the future. Part C, we have a chipper. So chipper is one of those workouts where you've got just a a long list of movements, and you just go from movement to movement, never to return to those movements again. Finishing off with 20 handstand push-ups. If you don't have handstand push-ups, that's cool. Pike push-ups or just normal push-ups should be challenging enough at the end of that workout. Friday, we're gonna do a monster mash again. I've actually put in brackets, beginner options for those movements. So again, Fridays we don't have a beginners class, but I don't want you guys who are pretty new to not get an opportunity to work out on Friday, even though it is a really challenging and kind of hectic time. So we've got beginner movements as options there. So even, again, if you're not a beginner, don't worry about it. If you want to do kettlebell swings instead of clean and jerks, that's appropriate skill for you, go for it. All right, so you beginners options for Monster Mash on Friday. Saturday, like I said, we're gonna do the beginners class at 10 a.m. Focusing on the presses, the shoulder overhead movements. But for the 8 and 9 a.m. classes, we're going to do some bear crawl, band pull apart, and broad jump just for some fun skill session for part A. Part B, a 24-minute AMRAP with a partner and a barbell, and that should be lots of fun there. Sunday, snatch balance. So I've been throwing snatches into the workouts each week, typically Tuesday or Sunday, but snatch balance is kind of a supplementary move that's going to help you perform a snatch. So the focus here is getting under the bar fast, receiving the bar in the bottom of that overhead squat position. So I really don't want you to be too concerned about how much weight you move on Sunday's strength work. I want it to be how fast you move and how well you move. So just simply doing a snatch push press and then an overhead squat isn't really getting out of that snatch balance what I want you to. So speed over weight on Sunday. And then part C on Sunday, we have a run. It's probably going to be cold, so rowing or biking's fine. Substitute that, still RX, I don't care. Power snatches, and then more running, rowing, biking, whatever. So another great week in the books. I'm excited about these workouts. I'm excited to see and coach you guys. See you at the gym.